Hey guys, Languagehacker here. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you want to be optimizing basically your farming routes. What you want to be doing to gain as much XP as you can on the mercenaries that you're getting, because a lot of the stuff in the game gets a lot easier for mercenaries or higher level. So let's hop right into it. First off, I'll be talking about well, the initial leveling, because you can't really farm with mercenaries if you don't have a group of mercenaries that are already higher level. So first, you want to go through the tutorial, knock out as many bounties as you can, and get a party up to a level where you can actually start grinding out some of the bounties without the use of your full six-person party. And what I mean by this is you're going to want a number of 3 to 4-ish, ideally 3 mercenaries that can basically carry your party through a bounty. And the reason for this is that with only 3 people in combat, you can have 3 people sitting on the bench for the entire bounty, and they still gain experience, even if they're not actually part of combat. So the best way to actually level low-level mercenaries are by taking out unnecessary mercenaries and putting in low-level ones, and then just grinding bounties over and over again. And there's a couple of reasons why this is actually good. One is because you get a bunch of experience. You can do, let's say, a level 20 bounty, and your level 1 mercenaries are going to get a crap ton of experience because they're not supposed to be doing level 20 bounties. So the experience given from those bounties will boost them up a crazy amount of levels very quickly. It's still going to take a bit of time to get them to 30, but you can bring them up to speed pretty quickly to the point where they're actually kind of useful. It doesn't have to be level 20 bounties. I just use an example. You should probably farm whatever you're actually comfortable with. And based on what mercenaries you have available and how comfortable you feel actually progressing through the bounties, you can choose what difficulty bounties you can be doing. I was personally doing normal bounties. You can do heroic as well. Heroic grants more experience and coins as rewards, but in turn it is a bit harder, and it might not be easy to actually go through with just 3 or 4 mercenaries carrying. You might need a full party to do that, which is why I have been sticking to normal while I've been leveling my lower level mercs. So let me actually show you what I have been using in terms of the carries for the XP grind. I've been starting off with orcs, Thrall, Garrosh, and Rukar specifically. Thrall and Garrosh are kind of tanky, and Rukar is just another orc that happens to work with Thrall and Garrosh. You don't have to pick these 3. I would recommend having orcs as a specific PV comp if you really want. It's been fun. It seemed to be doing pretty well. But ultimately, you can really go through PvE using whatever composition you want, as long as you have some sort of synergies that are, I'm going to use the word abusable, but it's not really abusable. You just want to make use of synergies that are available. And one of the ways that you can do this is by having multiple mercenaries of the same race, or mercenaries that use the same type of spell. For example, these 3 are all orcs and will gain buffs throughout the bounties or maps that you're doing based on that. They'll get like orc buffs or horde buffs. And if you have mercenaries that use the same type of spell school, like example, Millhouse uses arcane spells. If you can get a few mercenaries that use arcane spells, you can pick up treasures along the way that boost your arcane spell damage, or just even the mercenaries working together will do better in these bounties to try and get through them faster. So that's the main thing I would do. As a side note, while you're leveling these anyways, I have received a lot of questions while I'm streaming. What abilities should I level? How should I spend my coins and whatnot? And I'm not going to get completely into that, but the one thing I will tell you is that if you have a bunch of coins left over, or even if you don't have a bunch of coins, getting the first upgrade from level 1 ability to level 2 is really, really useful, because the amount you get, the amount of value that you get from just that 50 coins is the biggest from level 1 to level 2. So if you're starting some mercs out, trying to see if they're good or not, if you're enjoying them, and if they fit in comps, just throw in 50 coins to level each thing up to level 2, and that's generally a good start, and it'll give you a good feel, and from there you can kind of decide what seems to be the better ability, and then you can decide what to do from there. All right, I want to point out a few things as well. You'll notice that each of the mercenaries have 3 abilities, of course, and you unlock them, I think, at level 1, 5, and 15. So as you progress through the levels, you'll be getting more abilities to use as you progress through the bounties and maps. They also have equipments, and each mercenary can only have 1 equipment equipped at once. Let me switch to something where I actually have equipment so you can actually see what these equipments do. Now, each of these equipments kind of buff normally one of each of their abilities. So you can choose which one happens to be useful for your comp or for the specific mercenary. However, these are not just given to you at levels 1, 5, and 15. One of the equipment is given to you at level 30. And the other two equipments are given to you based on how you are progressing in tasks. And you might ask, well, what are tasks? Well, at the campfire here, you get tasks here. Tasks are consecutive in order. You get task 1 for each mercenary and then task 2 and so on and so forth. These pop up daily at the campfire, so you can use those once a day, but there are also ways for you to progress without having to wait a day for like extra tasks. And here, let me show you right now. So on the maps, as you progress through the bounties, you'll notice this weird circle. It's a mystery circle, and this can offer you a number of things. One is Mysterious Stranger, and Mysterious Stranger is it gives you 3 options from the mercenaries that are present in your party, and you get to choose one. And whichever one you choose will you will receive a task for that mercenary, and it will go in consecutive order. Once you complete task 1, you will then next time be offered task 2, and so on and so forth. So to get to task 2 and 7, which you need for the mercenaries equipments, you're going to want to keep an eye out for these circles and try to pick them up as much as possible if you want to get the equipment faster. You'll, again, naturally get them as you get the daily quests, but that tends to be slow, and there's, as far as I can tell, no real cap on this. So if you have time and you want to grind out maps and bounties, it's a good idea to go out of your way to pick up the mystery circles, to get the Mysterious Stranger, to then progress your equipment accumulation and so on and so forth. Now, there are other things that do pop up on the circles here. It's not always Mysterious Stranger. You can get a hot potato. A hot potato adds like a bomb that swaps back and forth between your board and your opponent's board, and it adds like a different dynamic to the fight. Whatever side of the board the bomb or potato bomb or whatever you want to call it, whatever side it dies on, it blows up and deals a bunch of damage to that board. So you can, if you're having trouble, also try to seek out the hot potato to complete some of the bounties and this happens for every encounter. It just doesn't happen once. You can try to blow up the bomb on your opponent's side of the board, and it deals like 30 or 60 damage to all the mercenaries there, that's quite a lot of damage. So it's something cool that you can kind of see. And to add a bit more to the synergies I was talking about earlier, when you're trying to build a comp to actually do the grinding, I was using orcs, for example, and this is not exactly orcs here, but this is the example of a synergy you can get from the treasures on the bounties, and which is why you want your carries to be relatively synergistic or have something in common, so that you'll be offered these treasures, because these treasures really make it go faster because they buff all the characters. For example, if I have Thrall, Garrosh, and Rakara, they're all Horde and they're all Orc. So if I get something like Banner of the Horde or an Orc buff, all of them gain that benefit, which means they do more damage, they have more health, they're harder to kill, you get to the bounty faster, and you just rely less on having more mercenaries on the bench that you need to use. So stacking something of the same race or the same ability class is very useful, which is what I was talking about earlier in the video. And I think that's pretty much all you guys need to know. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, the Mysterious Stranger, you have a specific number of task slots available, which I believe is 4. Please, 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 please make sure before you accept the Mysterious Stranger, you scroll down to the bottom of the bounty and click on this campfire. Because if you already have 4 task slots there, the Mysterious Stranger will not give you a task. It'll just give you a few, I think 15 coins to whatever mercenary you pick from your party. So it's not actually equivalent to progressing the task. You still get some coins, which is nice. So if you do have a full campfire and you can't complete anything, and tough luck, you still get some coins out of it. But for task completion, you're going to want to make sure you have a slot in your campfire to do that. All right. Happy grinding. Hope this video was helpful. If you're looking for more specific content, let me know in the comments below what you guys want to see. If you did enjoy this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'll be jamming out some more videos as soon as I have the time to. I'm playing a lot of Mercenaries these days, so I'm learning a lot. Hopefully I can pass a lot of that stuff on to you guys. Happy grinding.